we are not very used to receiving rainfall in the month of March. But this year, in the month of March, we are seeing an unusual rainfall which is not normal. This is what we will be looking into, that what is the reason behind the unusual rainfall in the month of winter in the northern or the northwestern part of India. Hello and welcome to the Infocus series section of Drishti IAS. I am Aisha Singh, and in today's video we will be looking into the topic that why the northwestern India is seeing an excess rainfall in the month of March and why is it so unusual. So let us first understand the timeline of the video. First the news, then rainfall in the month of March, then what are the reasons for this rainfall, phenomena behind the Western disturbance and the Western disturbance phenomena overall. Then in the end a prelims MCQ. This topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 1, that is geography. This is a very important topic from both prelims and mains perspective because this constitutes climatology part, and Western disturbance is one of the major portions from which the questions had been asked, and this is constantly in news throughout the year. So let's get started and see the news. The news has been taken from the Indian Express and it says, why parts of northwest India are seeing an excess rainfall in March. Important point is excess rainfall. The month of March is not, we are not very used to seeing rainfall in the month of March. January and February is fine, but this year what has happened is we have not received rainfall in the month of January and February. While on the other hand, we are seeing an unusual rainfall in the month of March, which was supposed to happen previously in the month of January or February, but that has been delayed and is happening in the month of March. So let's first see that what has happened or what is the news. The Indian Meteorological Department, which is IMD, who is responsible for telling us about the weather forecast. So the IMD has issued a forecast for a fresh spell of rainfall along with thunderstorms and hailstorms. So the IMD is saying that in the coming days, that is the end of March, which is 31st of March or the starting of the April or 1st of April, we will be seeing a lot of rainfall, thunderstorm and hailstorm. And this will be happening over northwest, east, northeast India from March 30 to April 1st. Then the rainfall in March. So the IMD, which is the Indian Meteorological Department, it has categorized northwest India as having 10 states and union territories. This is what the IMD is saying, that it has divided the northwest India or the North India into 10 states and union territories, and out of these 10 states and union territories, 6 have recorded a large excess in rainfall so far this month. And these 6 states or union territories which have recorded more rainfall is Delhi, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Chandigarh. So these are the part of northern India or northwestern India which is seeing a high rainfall in the month of March. Then the rain spells over northwest India began nearly 2 weeks ago and are continuing. So 2 weeks ago, you can say that overall in the month of March, you do not have to talk about like what 1 week or 2 weeks, in the month of March. So northwest India recorded a large deficit of 76% in February. See, on one hand, we have the last month which went by, that is February 2023, there was 76% deficit in rainfall. While on the other hand, and contrary to this, the next month only, that is the month of March 2023, we are seeing an excess rainfall, overall much more rainfall than was expected in the month of March. Now, what is the changing scenario that we are seeing at present is that this rainfall in the month of March has also brought with it a drop in temperatures. In starting of the March, we were seeing that the temperature was rising at a rapid pace and was even more than 35 degrees Celsius. But now again we are seeing that because of this heavy rainfall or the western disturbances, we are seeing a drop in the temperature. Then if we talk about Delhi, the national capital, the maximum temperature dropped to a low of 25.3 degrees Celsius. And last year, Delhi recorded no rainfall at all in the month of March. So this is why this rainfall which is happening at present is unusual. First is that the last month, which is the month of February 2023, there was no rainfall, or there was 76% deficit in rainfall. While if we talk about Delhi, the national capital, then in March 2022 there was no rainfall observed in the month of March, while in this year, that is March 2023, there is excess rainfall which is observed. Now let us talk about what is the factor for this rainfall. So we will be discussing about the major factor, that is the Western disturbance, because this is the major reason that why the rainfall is happening, and this unusual rainfall is happening in northwestern part of India or northern parts of India. So see, Western disturbance is a little lengthy topic, so we will be discussing this. So first, what is Western disturbance? Then I will tell you everything by the example of map. Then Western disturbance, what the IMD or the weather forecast or the scientists, they have said is that the multiple Western disturbances have been affecting northwest India this month. So it is not that a single Western disturbances have come, it is multiple Western disturbances which have come in the month of March in India. Then according to the IMD, that is Indian Meteorological Department, which comes under the Ministry of Earth Science. This is an important fact, that IMD comes under which ministry? So it is Ministry of Earth Science. So according to the IMD, it has said that 4 Western disturbances have affected the plains of northwest India so far this month. 4 Western disturbances have come, and that is why it is such a heavy rainfall that we are seeing, and there is thunderstorm going on. Then Western disturbances are storms from the Mediterranean region that bring rainfall to northwest India. First point that you have to remember is that Western disturbances originate from the Mediterranean region. The origin region you need to know. Okay, now see this image. I hope you will be able to see this, and this is a very clear cut image. So see, this is India. I'll just draw the outline. Okay, see, this is India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, then, and this is Mediterranean Sea. So what happens is the Western disturbances gets originated from the region of Mediterranean Sea. So the Western disturbances, the winds, or I would say the jet streams which are going on in the upper troposphere, they blow from the region of Mediterranean Sea in the direction of west to east. So this is west and this is east. So this is the direction in which the Western disturbances flow, or the jet streams in the upper troposphere region at high altitude, they flow from the direction of west to east, and that is why they are also called westerlies. So second important point is that the direction of Western disturbance is from west to east, and the origin point is the Mediterranean Sea. So what happens is, when these winds or the jet stream in the upper troposphere region, they blow in the direction of from west to east. So this is the reason how they blow. So they blow like this, and they pass the region of Caspian Sea, Black Sea, and this is where the region, that is the Caspian Sea and the Black Sea region, from where these dry winds, see, when the jet streams are blowing at a height of upper troposphere, then they ought to be dry, or the winds which are coming from the west to east direction, they are dry. So they get, when they move in the direction, whatever the water bodies which comes in its way, they tend to take moisture from those water bodies, and these water bodies are Caspian Sea or Black Sea. So the Mediterranean winds or the Mediterranean jet stream gets moisture from the Caspian Sea or Black Sea when they are blowing from the west to the east direction. And then while blowing from west to the east direction, they pass the region of Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and then they reach India. And what happens in India is, when they are blowing, so in India there are Himalayas. So and we know that Himalayas are very tall in height. So what happens is, when the Western disturbances blow from west to east, okay, I'll just say it again. Okay, see this. Imagine this is the Himalayan mountains. Okay. Now the western disturbances are coming from west to east direction. This is the direction of western disturbances. So what happens is, this is the Himalayan mountains. So Himalayas are very tall in height. So what happens is, when these western disturbances, they are coming from the direction of west to east, they come in contact with the Himalayas, and because the Himalayas are very tall, so they get bifurcated into two parts. So one part goes to the Tibetan region, that is the northern region, and the other part gets bifurcated into India and comes in India. And this part of western disturbances which gets bifurcated and moved towards India is what is responsible for the rainfall. And that is why the rainfall is majorly in the northern portion. So this is the western disturbance which is responsible for the rainfall and the excess rainfall which is happening in the month of March in India, because there are 4 events of the western disturbances which has been observed by the IMD, which has happened in the month of March, and this western disturbances is what has led to the rainfall in India. So these western disturbances is what causes the process of condensation, and because of the process of condensation leads to precipitation when the water vapor turns into liquid, and then what happens is rain. So this process of complete process of western disturbances is what leads to the rainfall. Okay. See this map also, this will actually clearly tell you the direction. So this is the Mediterranean region, and then from the Mediterranean region the western disturbances flow in the west to east direction, and this is India, and then they come and contact it with the Himalayas and then gets bifurcated into 2 regions, and then the part which is the southern part, this part is what leads to the rainfall in India, because this part is what is responsible for the condensation process which leads to the precipitation process. See, I am not telling you about all the cells and everything, I am just telling you in a very normal terms that what is the process which is followed by the western disturbances. If you will get into detail in every type about what are the cells and what are the roles played by them, then the things will get very complicated. So you just have to remember, first is the region of origination is Mediterranean, second the direction followed is the westerly, that is from west to east, then third is the westerlies gets bifurcated by the Himalayas into 2 parts, first goes into Tibetan, then comes to Indian part, and this Indian part is what is responsible for the precipitation because of the process of the condensation. Now phenomena behind western disturbances. So what happens? See, storms that originate in the Caspian or the Mediterranean Sea and then bring non-monsoonal rainfall to northwest India. This is western disturbance, and this is labeled as an extratropical storm also originating in the Mediterranean, which is an area of low pressure, because air has a tendency to move from high pressure to low pressure, and that is why the movement of western disturbances starts. That brings sudden showers, snow and fog in the northwest India, and they are western in the direction. So the direction is from west to east, and they travel eastward on high altitude westerly jet streams, because the jet streams is what takes the wind with them also, because the jet stream which is blowing in the upper troposphere region are very hard and very fast, so they tend to take the wind also with them in the west to east direction. Then the disturbance, as the name itself suggests, see western disturbance, if you look at the name, western means something which is moving from east to west direction, and disturbance something which is not in proper shape or something which is unstable. So disturbance means an area of disturbed or reduced air pressure. Then western disturbance is associated with rainfall, snowfall and fog in northern India, and this is what is happening, that is the rainfall and thunderstorm. Then the moisture with the western disturbance carry with them comes from the Black Sea and the Caspian Sea. Then western disturbance bring winter and pre-monsoon rain to India. And one of the biggest benefits of Western disturbance which happens in India is, first and foremost, is the rain, which, because we are an agrarian country and majorly dependent on the rain, so this is for good and very good for the rabi crops, and which brings rainfall, and agriculture prospers because of this Western disturbance. Then in the end, a prelims MCQ, and you people need to tell me the answer in the comment section, and this says, consider the following statements regarding Western disturbance. It flows from west to east direction, very easy. It travels eastwards on low altitude westerly jet streams. This is also, I think, is easy. Then you have to tell about the correct answer, and the codes are 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So try to solve the question and give me the answer. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading and keep writing.